Every December, it stands as the undisputed centerpiece of the holiday season, the Christmas tree. Adorned with glittering lights, ornaments, and tinsel, it is a global icon of winter cheer. But the history of this festive fir is far more complex than simple Victorian sentiment. It is a story woven across centuries, involving pagan rituals, medieval theater, religious reform, and a timely intervention by European royalty. We are tracing the evergreen enigma, the surprisingly deep history of the Christmas tree. To understand the Christmas tree, we must first look beyond Christianity, to the darkest days of the year. Historically, the practice of bringing evergreens indoors was a common feature of the winter solstice across many northern European and Mediterranean cultures. For civilizations like the ancient Romans, during their feast of Saturnalia, evergreen boughs and wreaths symbolized life and renewal during the deep chill of winter. Similarly, Norse and Celtic peoples revered the ability of the evergreen to defy the cold, holding on to its vitality when all other plant life slept. They believed these plants offered protection or acted as a symbol of the eventual return of the sun god. When Christianity began to take root in northern Europe, missionaries frequently adapted existing pagan symbols to ease conversions. While these ancient customs didn't result in the modern standing tree, they certainly established the powerful symbolism of the evergreen bough as a beacon of enduring life in the midst of winter. The tradition of the fully decorated standing tree, however, can be traced most clearly back to the 16th century Germany and the Alsace region, specifically the Free Imperial city of Strasbourg, which is now part of France. The first documented evidence of a formalized Christmas tree dates to 1539 in Strasbourg Cathedral. But the custom originated slightly earlier, stemming from a unique medieval theatrical tradition. During the Middle Ages, mystery plays, designed to educate the largely illiterate populace about religious stories, were popular. One such play depicted the creation story, the story of Adam and Eve, and was performed annually on Christmas Eve. Since edible apple trees were usually dormant in December, a fir tree was used as the stand-in for the Garden of Eden's tree of knowledge. It became known as the Paradise tree. These trees were decorated not just with apples, but also with white wafers, representing the Eucharist, the redemption from Adam's sin. Crucially, by the 17th century, the custom had moved out of the church and into private homes across German territories. Records show that families in Strasbourg were spending significant amounts on small evergreen trees, decorating them with paper flowers, gilded nuts, and candles, a luxury afforded generally by aristocratic and merchant families. For centuries, the Christmas tree remained largely a Germanic custom, primarily carried throughout Europe by German merchants and immigrants. But a single drawing changed everything, catapulting the tradition onto the global stage. In 1840, Queen Victoria of England married her cousin, Prince Albert of Saxe-Coburg and Gotha, a German state. Albert was keen to introduce his familiar German holiday traditions to the British court. 8 years later, in 1848, the Illustrated London News published a widely circulated sketch of Victoria, Albert, and their children gathered around a lavishly decorated Christmas tree at Windsor Castle. This visual was revolutionary. Unlike previous illustrations that depicted the Queen alone, this showed her as part of a family unit, celebrating a cozy domestic holiday. Because Victoria was the most powerful woman in the world, the image immediately cemented the Christmas tree as a symbol of royal sophistication and domestic virtue. The custom rapidly spread through the British Empire. Meanwhile, in the United States, German immigrants had been setting up trees since the mid-17th century, though the practice often faced resistance from staunch American Puritans. It wasn't until the popularity swell from the Victorian endorsement that the American public widely adopted the tradition, evolving from a foreign custom to an essential feature of the American Christmas. As the tree became a commodity, the decorations evolved. Tinsel, originally made of shredded silver, was invented in Germany in the 1600s, but it was the introduction of glass ornaments, or baubles, from Lauscha, Germany, in the 1840s that fundamentally changed the look of the tree. But the final, critical transformation happened in 1882, when Edward Johnson, an associate of Thomas Edison, premiered the first string of electric Christmas lights in his New York home. Until then, trees were dangerously lit by actual candles, a constant fire hazard. Electric lights made the tree safer and allowed it to shine brighter than ever before, cementing its place as an essential, illuminated fixture of the modern holiday. Today, whether it is a freshly cut fir, an artificial pine, or a sapling decorated with homemade crafts, the Christmas tree stands as a testament to the enduring human need for light and hope during the darkest time of the year. What began as a pagan salute to the sun morphed into a medieval church prop and was popularized by a queen has become perhaps the most recognizable symbol of global Christmas tradition. The evergreen remains, centuries later, an icon of life enduring, shining brightly through the winter frost. If you enjoyed this deep dive into holiday history, please like this video and subscribe for more cultural explorations. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.